This time when I was in America, uh, I don't know why, I had always very good meditative experience in America. I meditate in Himalaya, Nepal, but I had all the time breakthrough in my meditation in America. First time in 1985, I remember 30 June 1985, when I went to Rajneeshpuram to attend the fifth World Conference, World Guru Purnima Mahotsav, Master Day celebration. All of a sudden, the day I reached, Bhagavan called me for darshan. It was a big surprise because he was very hard upon me since many years. He was always hitting my ego very hard. For 3-4 years, he was constantly hitting my ego, Jainistic. So I was not expecting anything that even he will reply my letter, or he was very hard upon me. I'm writing this in my second book. You have read my first book. In first book you will find that Bhagavan was very hard upon me in Pune 1. From 74 to onward, he was very hard upon me. And because of his hardness, and I had a beautiful revelation of my past life. Otherwise it was not possible by meditation. It was because of Bhagavan's Jainistic that in 80, it was 79 or 80, I had a revelation of my past life, which is very difficult. Ordinarily it is very, very difficult. But it happened by the grace of Osho. Similarly, when I was in fifth World Conference, all of a sudden Bhagavan called me for darshan. Me and Lakshmi, I have narrated the story in detail, so I don't want to go in detail. I'm writing it in my book, you will read it. But in that was not a darshan, that was for transformation, very powerful transformation. 1.5 hours, me, Lakshmi, were in Bhagavan's presence in Lao Tse house from 7 to 8:30. It was rare because Bhagavan was not meeting anybody in Rajneeshpuram. He was living a very silent and secluded period. Alone he was living, he was not coming for meditation, not for darshan, sannyas, but it was a surprise to everybody that how he has called for darshan. He called few people. I heard later on that he called few people during that period, and it was not a darshan, it was transformation. The people who met him, lot of people get transformed. Mahalakshmi was very pure soul, incarnation of devotion and honesty. You cannot find a person like Ma Yog Lakshmi. She is my idol, disciple, like Ramakrishna Vivekananda. Her honesty, his sincerity, her honesty, her devotion, it was 100%. She was, and Bhagavan was very hard upon her. Bhagavan was keeping her in a great difficulty. She was in great difficulty. I have met her in Delhi, and she was in great difficulty, financially, physically, all type of torture she was going through. And it looked that Bhagavan does not have any compassion for her. But all of a sudden, I was surprised when I saw her in America, and that the other surprise was that both me and Lakshmi has been called for darshan. I was also very angry with Bhagavan because Bhagavan was very hard upon me and also my Lakshmi. So I was also I had anger for that hardship. But Master does everything for some purpose and out of compassion. That I realized later, that Master is not hard on anybody unless he has a great potentiality. Bhagavan has said that I will be very kind to the people those have no possibility. I will be very kind for them for life, because they cannot grow. If it become hard, they will leave me. But the people who are potential for their transformation, I will put them in a fire test, litmus test, acid test. Bhagavan was doing that experiment with Vijayanand. He was also very advanced meditator, very old sannyasi, very beautiful person, a very good friend of mine. But Bhagavan was, when doing that experiment, she could not bear it and she left Bhagavan and dropped sannyas. You know the story. I'm writing everything in that second book. So a lot of people cannot endure. They cannot understand the compassion of Master. By grace of God, Bhagavan was very hard upon me, but by grace of God, although my mind wanted to revolt many times, if you listen to mind is very cunning, very clever, and mind can betray you any time. So you should always listen to your heart. You can't depend upon your mind that I have to just call you this evening to just give you this share my experience, that if you listen to your mind can teach you any moment. Very senior disciples, almost were on the verge of enlightenment. You have read the story when Buddha was meditating under the Bodhi tree. Even that night, in the morning he became enlightened. That night also mind played the last trick. In Buddhist story they said Mara appeared and he allured Buddha. He tried to convince Buddha that what you are doing, you have beautiful kingdom, very devoted wife, a newly born child, your father loves you. What you are doing under this tree, you will die. Nobody will know that you are dead because of you could not maintain your body. So leave it and go to join your family. So that Bhagavan said, what is Mar? Mar is nothing, but your own mind is Mar. Mar कोई बाहिरबाट आउने कोही भूत प्रेत होइन, मार भनेको हाम्रै माइन्डलाई मार भन्छ. त्यसैको बुद्धिस्ट नेम is Mara. Mara means your own mind. So mind plays last trick. It will follow you even the last day. Before 1 minute before enlightenment also Mara will make the last attempt. My mind has also deceived me many times. I have slipped, I have fallen down many times. When I listen to my mind, I have always fallen down. And when you listen to your mind will put you in such a ditch that it takes many years, sometimes many life, to come back. So in America I saw some story like Krishnamurti, there's a ashram of Krishnamurti, Ozai, very, very important place. Krishnamurti lived there most of the time. He became enlightened under the people tree there. People tree, not people, people tree. The tree is there, under which he became enlightened. He left his body in a room. very fortunate that I got the opportunity to sleep on the same bed all of a sudden, by existential plan. On the bed where he left his body last, when he breathed his last. So when I went there, I was given the same room. And it was a surprise to me. So there is great energy, but Krishnamurti was very much attached to one of his disciples, Rajgopala. He was a companion, childhood companion, and very advanced meditator, and his friend for 40 years. More than 40 years. I think more than 40 years. But the last moment, Raja Gopal. So Krishnamurti was so much trusting him, so he gave all the copyright of his literature, all the ashram property, everything was in name of Rajgopala. Because Krishnamurti does not want to arrange the finance. No enlightened master is interested in finance and money and management. Osho was also never interested. He never kept any money in his own account. Osho actually never opened an account. He never went to bank, he never opened an account. Because it is a big hustle for enlightened master. Okay. Every enlightened master does not want to handle money. These days, I also don't handle money. I give it to Tanmayji. So he handles the money, ashram money or my money. Even my money, I don't want to touch. I immediately give to Tanmayji. So he arranges. He is very good manager that way. So he was Krishnamurti gave all the power to Rajgopal. And the last moment Rajgopal betrayed him. For 50 years friend, and very good meditator, very high meditator. He betrayed him because of the mind plays. And then Rajgopala took away everything. So the last day of Krishnamurti, he was penniless. If you read his last account, when he was in deathbed, the people who used to come to see him, his disciples, the ashram does not have food for them. So Krishnamurti said that you just have darshan and go back, because ashram has no money to give you food. Ashram became so poor. His books were sold all over and millions of dollars were coming as royalty, and there was a lot of property, but everything Rajgopala took away. So last day Krishnamurti was penniless. Similar, same thing I found when I went to Yogananda ashram. There is a California, both the ashrams, Krishnamurti ashram is also there, Yogananda ashram. The Yogananda ashram, Mount Washington, headquarters of Kriya Yoga. So when the ashram started expanding, Yogananda called his friend from his childhood, very trusted friend, who was in India, Hiranand. Hiranand was called, and Yogananda said, my God, I cannot manage money and property, this is too hustle. Hiranand, you look after this money matter in management. Because any enlightened master, to handle money is very difficult for him. And money was coming. So Dhiranand, he gave every power to Dhiranand, that you handle the money. Dhiranand was a very trusted friend. He was a trusted friend for more than 40 years. Childhood friend. His Guru Bhai. But the last moment, his mind played. That's why I'm telling you, beware of your mind. Mind is such a tricky. Yes. You can't trust. If you have to distrust anybody, distrust your own mind. You can't trust your mind. Howsoever advanced you are in meditation. Dhiranand, at the last moment, betrayed Yogananda and took away all the property, everything. So he has very difficulty again to restart the thing. Very difficult. So this I have seen with almost all masters. Srila did the same with Osho, or Jayas is doing same with Osho. Bhagavan trusted them totally, and they totally betrayed Bhagavan. Bhagavan has been betrayed by very close disciples that I have seen. You know the story, Srila's story, Pune management story. I have not to tell you. It is not with only Osho or Krishnamurti or Yoga. It is almost with all masters. Jesus was betrayed by his very close disciple, Judas. Most intelligent, most trusted, most loving. He was successor. He sold Jesus. He informed the pilot, Prentice Pilate, that he is hiding. People were searching him to serve. So he informed that where Jesus is hiding, and Jesus was arrested and crucified. And it was with Mahavir Gosalak, his very trusted and very advanced disciple, himself a guru. He betrayed Mahavir in the last days. Buddha was betrayed by Devadatta, his own brother, again very advanced and senior meditator and disciple. So this revelation to come to me that anybody can betray me anytime. Because as long as you are under the mind, I cannot depend upon you, or you can also not depend upon yourself. Because you don't know your own mind, what your mind will play. When mind play, it takes 180-degree turn. And the person you respect, you hate him maximum. It takes just 180-degree turn. Then he does not listen any argument, any suggestion, any advice. And that way, most of the ashram has been destroyed by the own disciples. Rajneeshpuram, it was a 126 square mile city. The area, if you imagine, area is from here to Pokhara. No? That big ashram. It had airport, it had 96 roll-rides, 6 planes, 8 planes, 8 residential plane, airport, airlines, university, what not, everything. Accommodation for 30,000 people were there. You to go for world celebration. Everything was destroyed by one person, Srila. Because Bhagavan was totally dependent upon her, and she turned 180 degree. And when people turn 180 degree, they don't listen. They don't listen even to the master. It may happen to Tapoban also. that realization come to me in America, that it has happened with almost all masters. Almost all masters. Prabhupada, a very simple devotee. No? He left his body which year? I think in 77 or 78. 77 or 78 he left his body in Vrindavan. Tamal Krishna was his caretaker, most devoted person, most close, who was living all the time with Prabhupada, taking care of Prabhupada. Prabhupada has made him almost like a successor, 9 GBC member. Now after 77 પછી 17 કઈ વર્ષ हो 30 47 વર્ષ after 47 years. Sorry, 47, 40 years. 40 years. After 40 years of death of Prabhupada, now thing has revealed, a video has been found in which Prabhupada had said that Kamal Krishna is poisoning me. He was preparing food for him, serving everything. And he has said that he is poisoning me. And it was not a death, it was a murder. After 40 years it has been revealed recently. So most of the teachers are killed by his own disciple. One thing, no? Including Osho. Most of the master is killed by his own disciple and betrayed by his own disciple. Because they are also not, should be blamed. The mind is such a tricky, you can't depend upon the mind. Any mind can take 180 degree turn. Then it does not listen anything. So beware of your own mind, everybody. No? Don't listen to your mind. If you listen to your mind, it will take you into hell. So listen to your heart. Heart is more innocent, more honest. And beware of your mind. One thing I wanted to share, that this was my experience this time in America. I was visiting many ashrams.